all blue lake KOA on the right.
We ain't gonna make that.
Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today I want to share with you a story from our recent trip to South Dakota, and it's really about a moment where I had a bad approach angle, or setup as I call it, into a KOA that could have led to some fairly serious problems. Fortunately, it serves as a reminder to plan ahead and make sure you take the correct approach angle when going into an entrance or even making a turn for that matter. Now, anyone who drives one of these big Class A motorhomes, whether you're flat towing a vehicle behind you or towing a trailer, knows one thing: you have got to nail that setup, or again, as some call it, the approach angle, if you want to get into entrances and make turns without any trouble. On this particular trip, Clay and I decided that we would stop at 3 different RV parks on our journey to South Dakota instead of use rest areas. The first one was at the Georgia-Tennessee state line. Again, no problem here. We went in, left the next morning, out, no problem. The second one was about 40 miles west of St. Louis. And again, we entered in with no problem, backed into our site, left the next morning, no problems whatsoever. Our third stop was in Ottawa, Iowa at a KOA. As we approached the entrance, I was already assessing some of the challenges that I might face. For example, I noticed this pole right here and a tree right there. So I swung wide to make my right-hand turn. This is my entrance. But after turning into the entrance, well, I realized we were not going to make it. Check out the video.
Arriving at an all blue lake KOA on the right.
Hold on. I hope so. You see the trailer right down.
Oh, thanks.
I got. I'm just trying to adjust the mirror.
I'm not sure if you can see in the mirror, but the trailer is going to hit that pole.
Go back to the street back there. Get your phone with me.
So let's talk about what I did wrong so that maybe you won't make this mistake. First, you see me swing wide left, just like you should when making this kind of turn. But look at how much space I had available to me that I didn't use. Second of all, my turn into the driveway was a little premature. I probably left 3 to 4 more feet that I could have used on the highway here before making my turn, because these Power Glide chassis have a 60-degree wheel cut, and they can turn very sharply when you need them to. So here you see I quickly shifted into correction mode. Clay grabbed her phone, which is the way we communicate when she spots for me, and I'm already calling her before she even gets out the door. So she helps guide me back out onto the roadway. Thankfully, this is a quiet side road, which was a real blessing. Okay, Clay, we're going to let these cars come on by. And there's another entrance up here we may have to go do.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at too. That might be better.
Clay,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to come look up here and see if I can get in up here.
Okay.
As you can see here, I walked down to the exit of the KOA to see if it was possibly a better way for us to enter with our big rig. But then as I walked back to the RV, I simply reassessed the situation and knew that with a better approach, or a better setup as I call it, on the entrance, hey, we could make it. Now let's see how it turns out as I take a better approach angle. Yeah, we'll make it this time. I just did not go out far enough. Okay, that was a lot of fun. It's all about your setup, man. If you set up ain't right, you just can't do it. And I did not
stake that out well enough.
Well, I wish I could tell you that was the end of our challenges getting in this RV park, but it wasn't. You know, just because an RV park says it's big rig friendly doesn't always mean that it is. And I will tell you that I called them before I went and they said, yes, no problem getting in. You got a 75-foot site, no problem at all. But what I didn't do, which is what I normally do, and I did with the first two stops, some reason I didn't do it with this one. I did not Google Earth it to see what it looked like from the sky. And I didn't even look at any other YouTube videos of people who've been in there. Had I done that, I wouldn't have chose this one. There's nothing wrong with this park. It's just not all that big rig friendly. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So as you see, as we begin to drive here, I begin to notice these low-hanging trees. And we love trees in RV parks, don't get me wrong. But when you're in a big rig, you don't want them scraping the side of your rig. So love trees, but hey, just have them cut high enough where the big rigs can get in here without any damage. And then, of course, I also noticed the mud holes that are on the right, where it appears that some other vehicles have already been driving through. So I'm trying to avoid those on the right, trees on the left. Again, I'm adjusting my mirror so I can keep an eye on the trailer so we're not scraping anything and trying to avoid any of the obstacles that might be in my way as well. As we proceed, I continue to see, you know, just these low-hanging trees. And again, there's nothing wrong with this KOA. It's just not as big rig friendly as I would prefer.
This is us right here. We're just going to loop around and come out.
That's our spot right there in front of us. We just have to loop around and come back to it.
So I'll have us a good place tonight. I'll stake out because we leave in the dark.
Right.
Make sure we watch everything as we pull out.
And down here we are approaching a sweeping turn that we have to negotiate, which shouldn't be a problem, but it wound up being a small problem, and I'll show it to you here. As I'm coming here, I can see there's a pole right there. There's a tree right here on my left that I want to avoid. Another mud hole on my left, and then there is another tree right here. Not to mention the propane tank. And as you can see right here, we're having trouble. Our trailer is not going to make it by, and I can't go any further because I'm going to start tearing up the coach if I hit this tree. What we wind up doing is I wind up backing back up. And right here, unfortunately, both of our cameras cut off. And I was so busy working the problem that I didn't even notice. But we were having trouble with our cameras all the way on the trip. They kept wanting to turn off on us. What I had to do is I had Clay watching my tail swing back there because we had a car back there that was sticking out a little bit. And we had even a motorcycle back there. But I had her watching my tail swing. And I actually had to go into the mud and take that wider approach around the curve. And we made it with no problems. And we wound up, you know, getting in our sight. You can see the photo right here where we're in our site, got a great night's sleep. And the reason, again, these big rig friendly RV parks are important to us. Many times on these long trips, you know, we're leaving early in the morning. So you see here, we're pulling out about 3 a.m. Central Time. And again, that's why being big rig friendly means a lot to us because, you know, it's even more difficult to navigate these big rigs in the cover of darkness. So you just like for your roadways to be clear and don't have to worry about all the trees. Well, okay, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Hey, we appreciate you watching. We hope you got something out of it. I know for us, it certainly is a reminder to make sure we do our due diligence before going into a park. So again, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, be well and stay safe.